conversely, like the highest point, maybe in my life up to this point, could I say that? Is that true? Well, a amazing point in my life was after I had sort of thought about my options after I got divorced and thought, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna dabble a little bit with, being out. and, excuse me, and I happened to be on a tour at the time, and a performing tour, and I was with, people who were gay and obviously out, and so I remember going to my first gay bar and I was terrified to go. I was so terrified.
I remember that for me.
Yeah. I really thought, I thought this is, and I sort of told myself this is going to feel really, it's not going to be right, it doesn't make it right or wrong, but it's going to feel weird to you because you've never done this before. And I just remember getting there and just actually feeling super emotional and just high at just seeing, the acceptance of this thing that for so long had been such a, struggle, and that just, defined me in some ways, I felt like it consumed my brain, this being gay and trying to be, live a straight life, and then seeing this utter acceptance of it was just really, really overwhelming to me. It was really, really beautiful. And that whole period of time, there was a couple months in there when I was just experiencing things for the first time. The first time that I had sex was with somebody who knew what my situation was and was aware of it and was very sort of lovely about it, and sort of, let me lead you through this. But more than anything, it just taught me to trust my own instincts rather than trusting sort of some other entity to tell me what was right and wrong. And that was something that I feel like I'm still learning. Well, when I first left the Mormon Church, I went through a period of time when I was really trying to find something to substitute it for. I was looking into a lot of different religions and Buddhism and going to non-denominational churches. But I do know that whenever I go to a church, regardless of what the dogma is, that I feel really creeped out by a large group of people in one room together believing the exact same thing. Regardless of what it is, I think it could be, saving orphans in Africa, and but if everybody was maybe not that, but so that everybody was
so adamant in one mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's difficult for me. I believe, for whatever reason, that we as individuals have the ability to know what's right and wrong for us. I never officially left the church, still haven't, only because it seemed like in my head it seemed like a funny formality because I had left the church, and people knew that I had, and I was, I'd done some CDs for the church, so sort of there were people who knew who I was, in terms of the church. And so, and when I left, all the CDs were pulled from the shelves, so I felt like it was a formality. I know a lot of people feel really strongly about I'm going to officially take my name off the records of the church. I never felt that because I felt like I did it in my head. Wouldn't characterize myself as having gone mental, but I definitely had a lot of sex, and I definitely, you know, tried things out. It was sort of that experimentation phase where I was like, I feel like if this is somehow morally wrong for me to do, then I'll feel it, and so I went through that whole time when I tried a lot of different things, and you know, um, and and that was just it was a great time. It was a great time because, again, every time there was something new, I was like, a little bit concerned, and feeling like this is gonna feel weird or whatever, and it just didn't. Like my feeling about a lot of things is that, you know, moderation is the biggest factor in whether or not things are right or wrong or good or bad or healthy or unhealthy or
Right.
make you happy or make you unhappy.
Right.
You know. So, so that was actually just a really great time of my life, and I was lucky also. I was really lucky to be on tour and be around a bunch of people who knew what I was going through, who weren't in the church. I wasn't living at home with my family, and they were super supportive and caring and nurturing too, and really watched out for me, and I felt like I had people that I could trust. Like I feel like I'm constantly growing and learning and figuring things out, and being put in situations that I never thought I would be, and figuring out how to deal with it, and it's exciting in a way.